Hey, it's John from OGS, back with another episode. As always, here's my Torana, my first car, my one and only. It's looking nice and shiny, and I just thought I'd go through with you guys an update on what I've done with it. It's looking really nice at the moment, and I've got a couple more steps to go before I finish this thing off. So let's start from the rear of the car over here. So I've actually got a Reproduction front and rear bumpers. Look, I had a bit of a look at it. You know, my front bumper was actually damaged. So the quotes that I received, I decided to go with Reproduction, and I'm happy with the finish. They're a little bit dusty at the moment, but they're looking absolutely mint. Love them. They cost around $600 per bar. And look, it was a bit of a pain to fit up. The rear was a little bit easier than the front. I've got my original tail lights here. Now, the car had a bit of a brown and sort of orange theme. What I've done is I've taken the tail lights out, I've masked everything, and I've sprayed that a satin black finish there, which really tidies up everything nicely. Still got my original Torana badges here. Here's one thing I'm really proud of, and it separates my car from everybody else's. I knew that I'd had my original dealer plate somewhere at my parents' house, and I thought, you know, why don't I go looking for it? So on a lazy Saturday, I went over to see my old man, who I hadn't seen in a long time. This was back when it was locked down, and I went searching for this plate here. This car originated from Neil Nielsen in Fentry Gully. And so when I found this, it actually was a little bit bent up. You'll see that I've straightened it to the best of my ability. It is sagging a little bit, but there was a few creases and it was starting to rip through the stainless there, so I wanted to preserve it. And what I also did was I got some pinstriping paint and I painted the inside here so you could really see the Neil Nielsen. So I reckon that's a really cool touch. You know, as I get older, I'm more interested in sort of like OEM plus type vehicles. And I think that's a really cool touch. I'm missing the light, I'm waiting for that to come. I've got a new striker, it's just the little finishing touches. I don't know whether you can see that in here, but I've got a little bit of rust. Have a look in there. It's mostly surface, most of it can be gotten off with a wire brush, which is exactly what I'm going to do, but I haven't tackled it just yet. Where I can, I've used OEM parts, but I have got a fair bit of Reproduction stuff, and look, I'm happy with the quality so far. One thing that's original to this car is this stainless mold over here, and I've done my best to polish it up and get it looking nice. The other side I've got certain issues with, which we'll go through in just a second. Here's my other stainless mold here for the other side of the car, the passenger side. And as you can see, it's looking a little worse for wear. There's a huge dent in it. And I'm really upset about that because I actually can't find another one for sale for a reasonable price. So I'm going to attempt to fix this one here. And what happened was that it was on a pallet at work and it fell off and it sort of got squished or wedged between the forklift and the pallet. So I'm really disappointed that that happened, but let's try to rejuvenate that so we can put it on the other side. This side's come up really good. I'm really happy with that. Moving on, it's got new door handles all around. The other ones had a bit of pitting on them, so I've just picked up some new ones and installed them. I've got my rubbers that I've installed. They've just got a little clip. I don't know whether you can see that. There's a little clip just in the inside there that goes all the way around. Again, I've got new strikers and I've got something really trick. I got these off eBay. They were relatively expensive. They're not just the ones that are flat. These ones actually have a little bit of depth to them. You know, they really finish it off. So I reckon that looks pretty awesome. Really happy with that. Same deal with this. I haven't replaced the lock, which I will. I've got a new mirror, which I installed in one of the earlier videos. It was an average fit at best, but we managed to make it work. I decided to go to Clark Rubber and pick up some pinch weld there. And it was a little bit cheaper than buying the kit, and that's fitted up just nicely. So jumping the gun a little bit, I've been spending a lot of time inside here cleaning it up. I know nobody will ever see it, but I want to do this car properly. And so what I've done is I've basically cleaned the whole floor pan. It's a little dark in here, but what you can see is basically 20 hours worth of cleaning. And I've got probably another 10 hours to go because I've been getting rid of all this old sort of carpet, all of the old glue. I've been waxing, greasing, removing everything. I've been scuffing everything up as well. And then I'm gonna lay down some black body deadener / rust proofing, and I'm just gonna rust proof the absolute shit out of this car. Back when I was younger, I used liquid nails for my carpet, which you guys would have seen in my previous episodes. You know, I kind of half-assed everything because I was, 17 years old and really just sort of didn't know what I was doing. But this time, I just want to do it right. So I've taken my time. I've thoroughly enjoyed working on it in my own time, usually on the weekends. So here's the front floor pan. I've got this sort of stuff to get rid of still, just around that plug hole there. But you can see what I've done, and it's revealed all of the old orange paint from factory. I've still got a little bit of stuff to get rid of up here, which then leads me onto the dash and the column. I want to repaint all of that and get it looking nice. There's a little bit of overspray just over here, but really want to spend the time just getting it right from the get-go. I haven't got new parts for the interior just yet. Money and time has been a little bit of an issue. I am waiting on some more rubbers so I can finish off the outside, get the glass back in. In the inside here, I've just got a little bit of debris that I need to get rid of. I've just got bits and bobs that I want to sort out. But can you guys leave a comment below and just tell me what I should be doing? I know I want to put some like that sound deadener stuff and stick it on the inside. I can just wax and grease, remove it, but should I try to clean off all this sort of stuff here, or should I just leave that be? I'll probably clean around here just to give it a better seal and then get something that will cover that. I'm also thinking about getting a cover that goes over here. As much as it's, going to hide the fresh paint, what I was thinking to finish it off was to get some sort of material that goes directly over there. I know there's kits, I've seen people post it on the forums. If I can get something that will cover that, that might be nice. I was even thinking about maybe like a black door insert with like a sort of a cream color top part there. I don't know whether that's a done thing or not, so let me know in the comments below. It's a little dark here, but one of the first things that I did when I got this car back was I assembled the front ends, which meant basically the guards back on, and then the nose cone, and then making sure that I hooked up the bonnet release, which I completely forgot to do, which made it very difficult to open the bonnet. I had to remove the grill again. But you can see down here, it's very hard to see, and I won't talk about it too much, but what took me basically 15 hours to do, I masked up everything. And what I did with the vertical inserts in the grill, if you may or may not know, these are meant to be black and the rest is meant to be Portland grey. So I've gone black and I've gone silver across here, and it looks pretty trick. It took me a long time to do that. You'll see it more when it's light. And of course there's your Reproduction bumper, which I think is pretty good. I'm underneath the car at the moment, and what was really tricky actually was lining up my sway bar, which hangs quite low. If you can see it over there, hangs quite low. It's usually hidden by the spoiler, but there's bolt holes here that I found super difficult to line up. There they are there. So I basically had to line up with the front bumper, this iron, and then this bracket over here. So that took me a little while to get sorted, but it's all lined up now. I'm really happy with the placement of the bumper. Yeah, there's a lot of swearing involved with getting that right, but it's done now, so I'm happy about that. In terms of rust repairs, we repaired this little piece over here, I forget what that's called. We've also replaced a part of the A pillar. This inside bit was a little bit rotten. It sort of curves a little bit on the inside. But accidentally we sort of took off a little bit of paint over here, so I'm actually going to remask the whole thing, just to make sure that it's nice and scuffed, and I'm going to respray all of that satin black or matte black, whatever it needs to be, and tidy that up before I put in the windscreens, which are over here. And again, I'm not sure whether I'm going to go with these particular windscreens. I might get brand new ones. I might call up Glass for Classics, I think up in Queensland, and get myself some fresh glass just to really finish it off, because it's one of those cars that, you know, I've had this car now for about 13 years and I just want to finish it off right. But by God, I don't know why I missed the brown stripes. It almost looks a little bit plain, hence why I've put all the chrome back on just over here. So it's much of the same story on this side of the car, minus the chrome piece over here. I've got this chrome piece all ready to go, but I've got to sort that piece out there. So it's going to take me a little bit of panel beating, and it's going to take me some time to sort that one out. But what have I got over here? I've got some fatties. Let's check them out. What do we have here? We've got some meats for the back. Okay, what are they? Got some old school center lines. I really like them. They're of that old school variety. They're 14 by 8, a lot different by the 13 by, who knows, 6s over there, the hot wires, which I've had on basically from day dot. The tyres are a little bit older, but my mechanic reckons it's still good. It's BF Goodrich. And what do we have here? We have, I just saw it before, 245s by 50 R14. So 245 is the width and 50 is the height. So these ones are pretty fat, so hopefully they'll fit on the back with an unflared, untubbed Torana. There it is lined up for reference. Hopefully we get a little bit of guard tuck. I reckon they're gonna look awesome and have that real old school flavor. Here's the point in the build, well, once I get it on the road, that people can start to get a little silly, including myself. I mean, I start looking at race fabrication shops talking about mini tubbing cars. I start thinking to myself, oh geez, that'd be nice, until I find out it's a 10-15 grand exercise. But once you tub the car, then it really becomes sort of like a do the differential, upgrade the brakes type scenario, and then after you do that, then it might be time to upgrade your engine. I really want to get this on the road. It's still fully registered. Air cleaner's looking a little dusty. It's time to go for a cruise in the summer, I reckon. Finally came in the mail. Been waiting for these stickers for a while. Got the original Torana sticker that goes on the front. Bunch of Reproduction stickers. Old school RACV one from 1976 when the car was actually made. An Australian made sticker. Got the original dealer sticker. Nielsen Holden Fentry Gully, which matches the plate. The jack sticker, which goes here. This one's looking a little worse for wear, if you could see that. So that's going to then replace that. And of course, beware of fan. Look, I've probably got another 20 or 30 hours left to finish this car off. It's fully registered, so as soon as I do, I can jump on in, turn the key, and away I go. I'm really keen to go for a cruise. So if you've got any meets coming up in the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to join and catch up for a coffee. Take it easy, guys. Cheers.